The easiest app for me to get onto is Twitter. It doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing. If I open my phone and I don't have a message, I'm probably going directly to Twitter. I can scroll and scroll and scroll, and I don't need headphones on. I don't need to pay attention. But at some point, eventually, I will find something that catches my interest, and it'll be 25 hours later. One of those things that catches my interest is a Twitter account called Ask Aubrey, and it's essentially just an amalgamation of things people probably shouldn't say out loud, Twitter confessions you shouldn't confess to, or people complaining about their significant others or people around them in ways that you will realize pretty quickly make a lot of sense. And if it sounds a little like I'm trying to do ASMR, I was. I was going to do this entire video in ASMR, but it turns out I'm kind of bad at it. So I scrapped that. If you feel like seeing more posts like this, I will link this Twitter account down below. Dad's 30 male, second time with baby, 3 months for 4 hours. Phone message. My dad is very sick and has a lot of medical issues. We are really unsure of how much time he has. He was given 5 years or so about 5 years ago, and we are really seeing the decline now. I've only been away from the baby during the day once before. Boyfriend works a lot but takes no time to spend playing slash giving baby bottle. Even on his one day off, he is pretty reluctant to give a bottle and insists I do. I know he loves her, but I think she intimidates him. I have a couple of questions. Boyfriend is the dad, I'm gonna assume. I don't care what it is. You as a father have to put away any sort of hesitancies you have towards raising your children and just raise them. You have to feed them. You have to change diapers. You have to shut up and clothe them. That is your job as a parent, whether you're scared or not, whether you meant to become a parent or whether you feel comfortable doing it, you just have to do it. How do you deal with this situation? Your baby's 3 months and your partner isn't being a good partner. But this isn't a situation where you just kind of like get up and leave them because you probably need their help in raising your child. But it is pretty gross to see how many times people change after marriage, after a child, after something that was supposed to just bring you closer together, but doesn't. And now you're stuck together. Our lactation nurse told us that I shouldn't though and said, you do enough already. Let the people who are going to bottle feed do it. I strictly breastfeed. I don't know if I'm coming off harsh. I was pretty upset before I left for the hospital because he left when I needed to leave to go get weed. So I was late to meeting my sister. He also never takes her when he comes home to give me time. And if he does, as soon as I'm out of the shower, he insists on me taking her while I'm naked even. He also, so he just doesn't help. So he's useless. Yeah. So he's just like, made the baby, rest is on you. I've talked about not having object permanence before, and I think people think I'm joking, but I cannot count the amount of times where I've like started to bake something, put it in the oven, and then forgot it was in the oven and burnt it. So this seems like he made the baby. I put that thing in the oven. The rest is up to you, girl. If you want to raise the thing not burned, you have to take it out. When I started this whole little like baking thing, what did you imagine? Because I'm thinking like cinnamon buns or brownies, even though like I love a good cinnamon bun, but I really only eat chocolate when it comes to like sugar. Oh, don't do this to me, dude. I'm so hungry. I don't think I made a point. I think I'm just hungry. He also doesn't help me with any bills regarding her and just gave me $250 for the first time since her birth. During my pregnancy, he gave me $150 once. I guess all these little things are building up. I don't know. He says I'm so mean, but I feel alone in this journey too. I just saw he didn't seem to respect that I needed 4 hours to be with my dad yesterday. I'm very sad and I have a lot of mixed emotions about my father as he was very absent, but is now making an effort. This text exchange happened an hour after I left. Oh yeah, leave him. If he is this bad of a partner and a parent 3 months in, I cannot imagine it gets any better. You can say that he's dealing with a little bit of postpartum, maybe, but again, as a parent, you just have to set that aside. It's like anything else, dude. It's like the woman who was like, yeah, maybe I said and did some things and I was a bad mom, but it wasn't my fault. I had a concussion. It sucks and it's traumatizing, but you have to be a good partner and especially a good parent first. Do I expect too much of people? Like, I don't have kids. So when I say I expect you to be a good parent or at least try, is that me expecting too much of them? He's like, good God, a combined $400 to take care of your baby for 3 months? Dude, I'd give my girlfriend $400 right now if she just asked for it. No context. If she was like, hey, send me $400 for Valentine's Day, I'd be like, okay, see you soon. And then this is their text exchange, which goes on for a while. She's going to be in the blue. He's going to be in the gray. What time was she fed? So I know. 10 minutes ago, please be mindful how you heat up milk. There's a limited supply. Bottles last for 4 hours after heating. She will drink colder milk. It's completely okay for her to have colder milk. Play mat set up in her room. Don't let Blink it, but if he does, there's Clorox wipes to clean it up. I'm her father. I know how to take care of her. Thank you. Okay, just making sure it's been a long time since you've been alone with her for an extended period of time. I understand the frustration, and you got to stick with me for a minute. I understand that I'm her father. I know how to take care of her. Thank you, because it does feel a little condescending to be given all of these instructions when you are the parent. However, he has not been a parent. He's been physically there sometimes. Yes, she's going to give you instructions. It may be some that you already know, but brother, calm down. Like the ego you must have to not at all take care of your kid and then go, I'm her father, I know how to. I'm a big advocate for dismantling your own ego. There are plenty of times when, even now, I feel a little challenged. I'm like, no. But I'm old enough and hopefully smart enough to just put that aside. It's not in my relationship or with any of my friends. It's always like people thinking they run faster than me. You don't. Unless you're flag on HG, in which case you don't count. If her arms loosen out of the blanket, try to tighten it up because she will wake herself up by smacking herself with her arms. That's so scary. Yeah, I'm very glad I don't want to raise children. Thank you. Appreciate that. I love you guys. Hoping to be home within 4 hours. It'll take that long? Brother, what do you mean? I don't know, but we're gonna hang out with him. He just had another toe cut off. He's hella sad. Can you not just nap? Like, if you really don't want to wait 4 hours, can you not just like fall asleep with your child? I may get a little lunch with her too because we need to discuss managing his health. He wants is in charge of his finances and everything when he passes. These are real people, and so there's gonna be grammatical errors sometimes, and we just have to move past them. It's very serious. His heart surgery postponed. It can't be 4 hours. You can't be alone for 4 hours with your kid, dude. I just got here. Parking sucks. Sent a video of baby crying. Took half an ounce, then went crazy. She woke up because she pooped herself. She wanted milk, so I gave her a bottle. Drank half an ounce. I'm trying everything. She will just not take the rest. Figure it out. I'm with my dad. Thanks, you were useful. Thanks, you were useful. Thanks, you were useful. Thanks, you were useful. I'm her father. I know how to take care of her. Thank you. Yep, fantastic. Great work, Dad. I don't know. I'm not there. Hold her close to you. Play music. Rock her standing up. There's so many ways to try. Okay? Yeah, there's just like no way to be on this dude's side. There's like a 35% chance this guy's already on like Tinder or Bumble. And his bio is like single dad. And he has a bunch of pictures of the kid. You should have been trying to feed her more and practicing on your own. LOL, I work so hard. You're still her father. 12 to 14 hours a day this past week while you're home taking care of her. Just try 3 times a week at least. Past month. Least you can do. I'm not giving her a bottle. My MPM has done it. One of the replies is, you have it so easy compared to me, who has worked 12 to 14 hours a day, which sounds like an uncommon amount, and all you have to do is take care of her. It's so easy that I'm demanding you come home immediately to take over for me because I can't do it. Yeah. The easy thing to say here is like, oh, if you can't take care of children, don't have them. But we don't know why they did, right? We don't know if it was planned or not. We don't know if these people got along really, really well before she got pregnant. We have no idea. And we should judge the situation based on what it is that we have. And this dude just sucks, dude. This guy just sucks. I'm so sorry you have a baby with somebody who is incapable of being a good person, or a good father, or someone worth being around. That sucks. And her choices are either stay with him and get judged for it and have to work 4 times as hard to be a parent, or leave him and then get judged for being a single mom. So congrats. Of course you're not, LOL, because you don't want to do that hard part. What? Giving her a bottle? What's the point of her mother giving her a bottle if she's being breastfed? Even Kathleen and Aunt got her to take a bottle Wednesday. I'll do that. It's hard enough breastfeeding. I got her to take a bottle. She just won't take all of it. Then be patient. It's hard enough to work 14 hours in this weather. Today's the hottest day of the week. Dude, I don't know how to tell you that being a parent is not the job of one parent. I don't care if she's not working at all and you're working 14 hours a day. You come home and you be a dad. And if you can't handle that, that sucks because you signed up for another 20 years of it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Be a man. Deal with it. How telling is it to be like, I work 14-hour days. I work too hard for this, but you can't handle an hour alone with your kid? You can't handle an hour alone for your kid. Which one's harder? Honestly, even if you have to let her watch a screen, she likes the mirror, lay her on her belly, tummy time, on you and pet her head. Did that. She's just screaming louder in my ear. It hurts the ears, but like it might calm her. Sorry you have to watch her while I'm with my dad. Literally just let me have this time. Not complaining about my ear hurting here. You can't be gone for 4 hours. Brother, The fact that she doesn't even get to spend time with her dad because she has to text you back constantly is already so bad. You're gonna be okay. You act like every day is rainbows and kisses with her. I'm gonna be okay. Our daughter crying for 4 hours is not gonna be okay. Can you stop? I'm perfectly fine. I'm not going to message you. Our daughter's face is red. Parent her. I'll see you later. What is wrong with you? Do you not comprehend what I'm doing? Going to be purple by the 4th hour? I'm letting you know you also have a daughter here who needs you. The daughter that she spends all of her time with? Can you please back off? Cold world. I'm there every day. You're seriously not okay. Leave me alone. She doesn't care that your dad's in the hospital. She needs you whether you like it or not. I am okay. I have my daughter in my arms. I just feel bad that she's crying. So get her to stop crying. Are you not her father? And I'm absolutely doing everything I can do to please her, but she wants you. She definitely won't take the bottle now because she's so upset. The doctor said she can't be upset for the bottle. What? Stop texting me. Focus on her. I've been gone an hour. This is ridiculous. What are you going to do when I work? I will not just leave. Figure it out. Oh, yeah. If she ever gets a job, he's immediately going to hit her with the, who's taking care of the kid then? And then when she doesn't have a job, he's going to hit her with the, you don't even have a job. Take care of the kid. Like, these people are awful. I'll remember this. Is that a threat? I'll remember that time you made me parent my child. How dare you? Won't bring it up ever. I'll just remember you saying that. You're ridiculous and you need to stop. Don't be petty. If you have to walk away, do it and come back. You can't freak out with her. It will make it worse. Take her for a drive. Like, seriously, figure it out. I've done it with no help many days. Please stop trying to attack me. I will never freak out with her, but I text you for help and your response is figure it out. She gave you a list of things to do. You're not texting her for help. You're texting her to come take over because you can't handle it. Your frustration is being misplaced. Like, I can list a million things. What are you talking about? You still have to figure it out. Like, this week, I just learned new ways to soothe her just this week. I'm not talking about a million things. Yeah, this week I learned more things about my truck. I'm spending more time in my truck than my daughter. Million ways to calm her. I'm spending more time at work. I'm still learning. Give me time. And then one of the replies is just this. Woman, man, pregnant woman, man. Woman has kid. Man becomes kid. Woman has to raise child and father of child. Which just seems accurate. Every time I go through one of these, it just seems so accurate. So this next one is not one that I had on the list for today, but it's one that I thought was really, really funny this week. So I'm going to share it with you. It's about woke chili. Am I the for pretending to think beans and chili are woke? To prank my cousin who's obsessed with being anti-woke and who loves chili. So anytime I hear someone just use the word woke unironically, I immediately just assume they have no idea what they're talking about. Like, it's one of those things that I cannot take serious. I cannot take you seriously when you're calling other people woke. That's such a weird thing. Like, normally it's like, oh, you think women deserve rights? You're so woke. Like, okay. You think gays deserve to get married, dude? That's too woke. So that's the vibe people who say woke unironically give me. My cousin is known for making chili, and he's good at it. He makes his own chili flakes from his secret combination of various dried chilies. It has a very nice kick. It's like the perfect amount of spice. It's hot, but it's not too hot. He also always adds kidney beans, not canned beans either. Anyways, for the past 2 or 3 years, my cousin has become obsessed with all this what is or isn't woke, or how woke things are the end of the world. He's always been a good dude, so I don't know what his bag is, but he is completely obsessed. It's annoying. So the other weekend, I was at his place and he was making his famous chili, so I got the idea for a little prank. I was like, I'm surprised you still put beans in your chili. And he was like, what? Why? And I was like, beans and chili are so woke. Everyone is saying so. He was like, what do you mean? And he was like genuinely concerned, as if this was something serious. I'd said something like, yeah, beans and chili are woke. The original conservative Texans who made chili only used meat and chili. San Francisco liberals started adding beans to chili in the 60s because so many hippies were vegetarian. Now all the woke scientists are saying beans are a better protein source than meat. He didn't say anything to that. I kind of just assumed he'd know that I was messing with him and get the joke. We've always messed around each other and joked about and all, but he was quiet all dinner. Just yesterday I went back again at his place and he was making his chili again. There were no beans. It was a totally different chili. This guy has been making chili with beans for like 15 years. I was like, what's up? Where's the beans? He was like, I don't f with that woke. I was like, what? He was like, beans and chili are woke. Even you know that. Everyone else was like, what? Because what? I was like, dude, I was just messing with you. He got really angry. He dumped his chili in the sink and told everyone to go home. I thought he was pranking me back or something, but he was serious. Dude totally lost it. When I say I don't take people who use the word woke unironically seriously, it's because of stuff like this. Because if you tell them something that sounds believable enough, they'll just believe you. Whether it comes from you, a stranger, or Fox News. All he had to do was Google beans in chili. Are beans woke? And he probably would have found nothing. But instead he was like, oh, I heard something. I'm going to believe it. The schools are training our kids. You send your kid to school as a bride and comes back a Brianna. The public schools are doing that. So it's just stupid. He texted me later and said this exact thing. I researched this online. It turns out you really were lying to me. Beans are not woke. How could you do this? You couldn't just Google that. The first day, we went back and forth for a bit. His position is, even though we have historically pranked each other, I went too far, that I betrayed him, and that made him question his chili. I tried to ask him if this at all made him think that he cared too much about woke. Like, what if beans and chili was woke? So what? He ignored that and demanded I apologize. Did I take this too far? I don't think you took it far enough. I just would have never told him. If he's so concerned with what is and isn't woke, wearing shoes outside is woke. It's woke. What? You, like, your feet aren't manly enough to touch the pavement, dude? Can't handle a little bit of heat in the summer? One of the comments says, demanding an apology is woke. That's so funny. True. True. Very, very true. Ooh, use the words triggered and snowflake and ask him if he needs a safe space for his chili is so funny. I'm thinking of starting a series where I kind of compile Reddit posts or Twitter threads that I think are just like wild, and then I read them to my content creator friends and then just see how they react. Gabby Bell, if you're watching this, my husband is leaving me alone on Christmas. As someone who has been left alone on holidays by a romantic partner before, it is not my favorite thing. More often than not, I want to stay home. I've committed to seeing my friends in person 1 or 2 times a year. When it comes to my partner, whether or not I like all the little things about it and having to meet all the people, I do want to be her family. So my husband is leaving me alone on Christmas. My husband told me this morning, Christmas Eve, that he's about to be going to his parents' house out of state with his kids. That was the first time I had heard anything about it. I started crying and I haven't stopped crying. My head feels like I'm going to explode and my eyes are swollen and burn. He tried to tell me that he told me about it, but he didn't. And then he admitted that he didn't tell me at all, but was going to the first week of December, which has been how long he's had the plane ticket for. I'm not upset that he's going. I'm not even upset that I'm going to be alone. I'm upset that he just sprung this on me so last minute that I thought we were going to be together. It's our first Christmas together as husband and wife. Leave him. This one's a little easier in that it has nothing to do with children. He has his own kids, but she didn't mention that they have kids together. Leave him. Leave him, leave him, leave him. If your husband, who promised to love you for the rest of your life, cannot have a simple conversation with you, despite thinking about it for 3 weeks, and then when he finally does tell you about it, says, I already told you about it. Already told you. Leave him. That man is not going to get any better. My family is going to be together in the state next to us. It's the first time my sister and her fiance are going to not be with his family. So I'm the only one not there. My brother offered to come get me a couple of days ago and I said no because I don't want my husband to be alone. The fact that I didn't get that same consideration just hurts, and he didn't even get me a gift. I just wanted one thing, and I've been telling him about it for months. It's $15 damn at Kohl's and he couldn't even give me that much thought. It didn't even cross his mind. When I tried to tell him how much it hurt me, he just blamed me for him not being able to see his kids because he's been prioritizing me over them, and then told me that just because I was abandoned as a kid doesn't mean he's going to do that to his kids. Oh, this man does not love you. This man does not love you. This man is useless. Yeah, I was wrong. Don't just leave him. Beat him first. Beat him up. 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 And then leave him. Absolutely. Like, I will do it. Just tell me where you live. I'll pay for my own plane ticket. God, dude, her brother was going to come pick her up so that she could be with her family. And she was like, no. I don't want my husband to be alone. And then her husband the day before, dude, was like, well, you're going to be alone. He couldn't have been like, no, he can come pick you up. I have other plans. And he's an absent father, bro. I can't go with him, and I wouldn't even want to. The last time I went with him, I had a mental breakdown for 3 weeks because I couldn't handle the stress and the racism. Yep, that makes sense. His family is white. I'm native. And that was also sprung on me last minute. There's a ton of reasons why I wouldn't want to go. His kid got lice on that trip. His entire family got COVID in the middle of it. His mom and sister were angry that I was just sprung on them last minute. His own kid pointed out in the first 5 minutes of us being picked up at the airport that his mom didn't seem happy that we had gotten married. The only one I like out of his whole family is his dad. I've said this so many times, and I will continue to say it. If you're any person, but in this situation, and specifically the situations I've been in, if you're a white person and you're dating someone / married to someone who is not, and you bring them around your family, it is your job to protect them. If you bring me around your family and they're like, Mexicans, it is your job to be like, shut up. There are plenty of people that I've been in relationships with that I later found out my sister did not like. But when I'm in those relationships, my sister knows that she will not speak ill of my partner. I will not let her. If my partner does something stupid, my sister will bring it up to me, but my sister will not speak ill of them. And that is a respect I expect from my partner, especially when it comes to things I can't control, racism being one of those. If you have racist parents, grandparents, uncles, cousins. You don't want me to physically beat the racism out of them and actually probably double it. You have to keep me safe from that. If you chose to marry a Native American, knowing your family was going to have an issue with it, you have to protect them from your family. Why are you going to marry someone you can't bring around your parents if you want to have a relationship with your parents? I don't have that problem, but if I did, I would take care of it. God, I just don't think it's that hard. Why are you marrying people you don't want to take care of? Why are you marrying people you don't want to love? You guys don't have to hear all the demon noises I cut out of these videos. It's me going but for like a minute. When I stream, they have to see how like stupid I am and how like weird I get sometimes. But you guys don't, because I get to edit these videos. So like the video, subscribe if you haven't. If you made it this far and you want to join the Patreon, all of my videos go on the Patreon ad free. And also you get bonus videos that should start in a few days. The thing is like, I'm trying to figure out what I want to watch alone, what I want to make my girlfriend watch. So like, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, I don't know. Do I watch it alone or do I make Lee watch it? That'll be on Patreon if you want to join. There's also a $2 tier where you will get one extra video. And there's a $5 tier where I'll post however many videos of reality TV I watch that week. All that aside though, this is just so mean. I would never do this to him. The cherry on top is he yelled at me for crying. He wrecked the house and then blamed me for everything. That's a child. And now he gets to be with his family on Christmas and I'm all alone in a trashed house that I have to be stuck cleaning up when I wasn't even done cleaning up the last time he broke all the things in the house. And that man can even get me a damn $15 snowflake necklace from Kohl's. It probably just reminds him of himself. I had a small crumb of hope when he stormed back this afternoon that maybe he would have come back and apologized and feel bad and surprised me with the necklace. Nope. He just threw fake flowers at me that he stole from my uncle's grave. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. That is so awful. And I feel so bad for the woman. You could be the worst person and you deserve better than that. You could be Brett Cooper and you deserve better than that. That sucks a lot. And I hope she gets out of there. My boyfriend's 23 male mom had an outburst at me, 26 female. Should we break up? My boyfriend has a really close relationship with his mom. Now that things are getting more serious between us, I sat down with my boyfriend and had a serious conversation with him about his boundaries with his mom. She's way too involved in our relationship in my opinion, and it doesn't make me feel comfortable. Not only does she constantly say things to my boyfriend that influence our relationship, but she also does things to prove that the boundaries between them are blurred. Again, I don't have parents. So this is not a problem that I had to deal with. But there was a time when I lived with my older cousin when I was like 14 and his mom. And any time he would get into a relationship, she would very quickly not like the woman. And they were very close. So I do have a little bit of experience watching this happen, but I didn't know that's what it was when I was younger. Like she would come to me privately and be like, oh, she's not like good enough for him, right? And I'd be like, I don't know, he's kind of dumb, which I think kind of ruined how he saw relationships for a while and probably still does. I haven't spoken to him in years. But for a while, it was like he was picking women who he then made to feel like they had to serve him. Here's an example. Once, my boyfriend was calling me sweet names like baby and honey, and she started crying, saying she wishes someone would talk to her like that, so we had to hang up while he comforted his mom. Yeah, maybe stop trying to make boyfriends out of your sons. Like, it's hard to be lonely, but maybe don't put that on your children. Another one, she often talks about inappropriate topics that I personally don't think are okay to talk about with your child, like sex. When we're the three of us together, I just freeze and don't say a word because it makes me uncomfortable. Does anyone think it's not weird? I think she probably could have gotten more specific there. Like, probably not. I do think it's weird that she does that in front of the girlfriend. You should be able to have conversations like that with your child, especially if they're the ones bringing it up. But like, safe sex conversations, I think are fine, but it's probably not that if she's bringing it up, right? It's probably like more intimate, weird things. So he told her about my concerns and she got furious. He was talking to me on the phone and she took it, started to yell at me hysterically, mocking me by imitating me in his stupid voice, calling me all kinds of names. Okay. Saying I want to separate a mother and her son. I was in complete shock. For the first 35 minutes of her yelling, I didn't say a word. She then started saying that I picked the wrong man and I wouldn't be able to handle my boyfriend's ADHD. She went as far as saying, he's not a man. He's a boy. He's a little boy, isn't he? And you have to take care of him. Of course, my boyfriend got irritated at that and corrected her. Only when it was about him, not the first 35 minutes of her yelling at you. Again, consider protecting your significant other from your parents. He also didn't really defend me when his mom had her outbursts. I didn't say much during those conversations other than to try and ask her to stop screaming. Then she blamed the outburst on me, saying that she acted like that because I'm the one who made her angry and sad. And then she started calling me a narcissist. The crazy thing is that my boyfriend is not believing her. He says that I fit a lot of the symptoms for a vulnerable narcissist because his mom is saying so. She's trying to convince him by showing him explanatory videos. I looked it up and I'm a little shocked that my boyfriend would believe that. I mean, I clearly don't lack any empathy, nor do I fit any of the other symptoms other than high sensitivity. Leave him. He's 23. He's too old to be in a romantic relationship with his mom. Leave him. God, some of these, I'm glad they're not like married. This situation is very taxing on me. I haven't eaten in 2 days and yet I'm feeling nauseous. I have a dry mouth and I've been constantly shaking for the past 2 days. I've never had someone yell at me hysterically for hours, let alone a boyfriend's mom, so that might be why. I also feel like she proved my point that she's too involved and she was yelling over my boyfriend on the phone. And in those hours that she was expressing her opinion about a relationship and how she thinks it's ridiculous. Like, he calls you a delicate flower. Are you serious? For context, my boyfriend and I have a thing that he calls me a delicate flower because I'm a sensitive person. I think it's adorable. Also, if you have to make a point of being a sensitive person, how often is your boyfriend hurting your feelings? And whose fault is that? Like, are you sensitive or is your boyfriend mean? Because I'm a mean person, but not to my girlfriend, not to Lee, dude. I could never. Like, that woman is perfect. I'm genuinely considering breaking up with him. I love my boyfriend so much, but I don't want to be subjected to emotional abuse from his family members. I feel so torn. Any advice would be appreciated either in the situation or what I can do to feel better in the moment. Thank you in advance. Leave him. Like, that is it. That is it. The only way to get out of that is to leave him. The only way to fix that is to leave him. That is not your involvement at all. It doesn't matter that you're you. What matters is that he has a romantic relationship with his mom, whether or not they want it. That is not your fault. You don't deserve to face those consequences, but you're going to if you're in that situation. You're not stuck here and you should leave. Edit, we broke up. Cool. Thank you everyone for your advice and making me feel like my feelings are valid. Thank you for making me see where I went wrong in this situation, which I don't think is anywhere. All of these came from Ask Aubrey on Twitter, aside from the Reddit post. So if you would like to see more, consider giving them a follow. I am going to call it there, and I'll give you a chance to say goodbye to Toast. If you like this video, if you want more of these, let me know. Please drop a like, drop a subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, I'll see you soon. Soon. If you got this far, tell me your favorite color in the comments. Guess mine. Stop here, guess mine. Ready? I'm going to say it. 3. Green. It's green. Is that a surprise? All right, I'm going to get out of here. Oh, gonna casually get out of here. What are you guys doing today? I'm like kicking my desk while I do this. It's not going well. All right, get out of here. Go. I can't do this much longer. Go. Leave me.